This is the third interview with Brynhyfryd resident Nigel Taylor about the barrels he witnessed being brought onto the Heol y Glyn landfill site circa 2010 to 2012. The first interview took place in March 2020 and the information was then provided to the Glynneath Councillors Del Morgan and Simon Knoyle in April 2020, to Natural Resources Wales and the Contaminated Land Officer at Neath Port Talbot Council in July 2020. It was presented to the Planning Committee in the agenda document in 2020, September, as we can see here.
I was going up the bloody pond, so where those are buried, how deep, I wouldn't like to bloody say. That's all I can say. They buried directly in front of us, to my knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. So would you say they're not quite as far? See the breeze blocks and the.
As I say, I wouldn't like to say.
Yeah.
They were placed.
Because obviously you're in the dark there, and you've got the lights, haven't you?
They were placed in front of us, in front of the gate.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously the breeze blocks weren't there then, but I thought they're bloody heavy. How far are they going to shift them, or are they going to bury them where they were dropped?
Yeah.
How many barrels? I can't remember. It could have been 2, it could have been 3. There wasn't that many, but they were bloody sealed and they were welded, shut. So it must have been chemicals that are poisonous, we know. Not just shoved in a thin tin.
Not just like an ordinary plastic blue barrel.
Christ. These were heavy steel, something like a beer barrel, and they were sealed on both sides, welded, as you say. Who the hell is going to dig down and find them? Who wants to find?
Yeah. So you told Chris and Sean, you said?
Chris was on Plaid Cover. He wasn't even interested. Most of the neighbours were, but he wasn't interested. Oh, Sean. I said, we got a problem over there, ticking time bomb. They weren't interested. That was with Caddy.
So can you remember back to sort of like the mid-2010s, 2013, 2014, when Caddy was moving all this stuff around?
Bringing in, you mean?
Yeah, bringing in and then moving it about.
Flattening it out, playing about. Yes, I remember all that. We didn't really mind that. We know there's dirt and dust, and most of it is done in the summer. They were even watering the roads, the Barron Road down to Heol y Glyn, or the rugby field. We had some bloody fine summers, and they were coming up by the dozen every day, Caddy's lorries.
Was there a lot of dust then?
Oh, hell, I've got a terrific amount, especially if it's a hot summer. But, I mean, at the moment, the rain keeps it down.
But they didn't put any like fence to stop the dust coming through?
Oh, hell, no.
No?
They just built it up.
Yeah. So talk me through that night then you got up and you saw the barrels in, nice, because I've got this main camera on now. So
night, it was morning, wasn't it? Anything between 2 and 4 o'clock.
Between 2 and 4, yeah. So can you sort of and you saw them,
the lorries
coming
in, dipped the headlights, mind you, very clever.
Yeah.
As soon as they got off the road, so that anyway, I get out 3 times on average to have a pee. So I was just bloody watching them, and I reset the alarm to go over there about 6 in the morning or 5.
So you actually set your alarm to go
early
to go up there and see what they were doing. Yeah,
right.
nice and nice. Yeah.
I have a look at these barrels. I can't be sure how many barrels it was, but I looked at one and kicked it. Oh my God.
And you say they were, so to describe the barrels again now, they were welded, you said? They were like
They looked as if they were welded on one or both sides.
Yeah.
They were strong steel, as you would think of a beer barrel. Not flimsy, but strong. So, which told me that there's chemicals in there, real bad chemicals. We don't know what, we'll never find out. And obviously it's going to take years for them, the barrel, to corrode.
Yeah.
Although we got acid soil, as they say, and all that. But all right, bodies decompose.
Yeah.
But those bloody things will take, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40 years to break down.
Yeah.
But yes, it will get back in the stream eventually down here.
Yeah.
That's another thing to consider.
Yeah. So just below your garden here is the stream, isn't it?
Oh, Christ, it dips down.
Yeah.
What do you say? Deep, not deep. Dips down. Well, you can't actually see it, but it's down there.
Yeah.
And there's a hell of a lot of water comes down here in the winter. I can tell you that now.
Yeah. So come back to that morning again, Nige. So you went up there.
Early, it was the summer.
Yeah.
And it was light.
Yeah. And the barrels were when you came through the gate?
Aye, and I'm walking towards these houses then.
Yeah, okay.
They weren't put that way or that way, they were directly in front of
you?
Gates, which are there now.
So were they directly in front of the gates, you say?
Yes.
Yeah?
So my guess is they're not far from those bloody gates, but how deep? It's deep, I wouldn't like to say.
Yeah.
But I wasn't here. Yes, I was here when the man came to start the machine up, but I had breakfast and then I buggered off the pond to pick up my mate's dog.
Yeah.
Which I was doing about 10, 12, 13 years ago.
And when you come back, they were buried?
Oh, yes.
They were not there?
I didn't go over there, but they disappeared.
We don't know that they well, you didn't see them being buried, but
correct.
But they were brought in the night.
Aye.
And they were there.
They were taken away.
They were there in the morning, but they weren't there in the evening.
No, they disappeared. So I didn't bother to go over again because I knew they were there. They're not going to take them away, are they?
No.
No, they were buried deep, and I mean pretty deep anyway, with these JCBs.
Yeah.
Well, one actually. Yes, I heard him start up the machine about 8 o'clock, and I wasn't hanging about. But how the hell are you going to find him? I wouldn't like to say.
Well, potentially they have been found, and then that's why Benzo buggered off, because he's dug right into it, and you can see there are like builders' merchants' bags of stuff there.
Well, yes, suddenly that's all I can tell you.
You're going to get there. The handles are hanging out there.
Aye, okay.
So
he left suddenly.
By that sort of where the mesh is.
Yes,
the mesh. You know the early part of the mesh.
You can see the mesh from
that's where his digger was.
Aye, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So so when you told Chris, Sian was still alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Plaid Cymru then. Not that he was bloody interested.
And he just wasn't interested, yeah?
No.
And he lived two doors up?
That way. The point is, neighbours down below, they were all interested.
Gareth. Oh no, you mean further down, like
Brian
like
Woodward, Jennifer.
Brian and Jen, yeah.
Maureen,
yeah.
Maureen.
And Alwyn.
Alwyn Phillips, I ought to know them.
Yeah.
Yes. And they said, you saw all that? I said, well, I get out in the bloody night for a pee. Women don't.
Yeah.
I could see them coming in. There were 3-4 lorries.
Yeah.
And on dipped headlights, as I say, I thought to do it on the quiet, hush.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm the only one around here gets out in the night.
No. I'm out 2 or 3 times as well.
Aye.
Yeah, but I'm not overlooking this place, am I?
No.
But you are, yeah.
As I say, you're a hell of a lot lower than we are, but at the same time, I know it was bloody going on.
So was it this window or the bathroom window you saw him from?
This
window, yeah.
Because then I was sleeping in the front.
All right, okay.
So I just walked in here. Oh,
so you went to the bathroom and then came in here.
So it must have been about 4-ish, because it was getting light, right?
Yeah.
And it's summer.
Yeah. So the earliest it'll get light in the summer is 4.
About 4-ish.
Dawn starts about 4.
It's just as a coincidence that I had got out at that time. The bloody hell is that light? Well, of course, as they turn off the road, they flick the switch.
Yeah.
But turning off the road, they had full beam.
Yeah.
That's what I picked up, not the side lights.
All right.
They were used as approach coming over to the tip. But the main beam there was 3 or 4 lorries. The main beam.
At the same time? Yeah?
Aye, at the same time. They do in one run and then bugger off.
All right, okay. Yeah.
So one of those lorries, we say, had drums, and the other 2, 3 or 4 had stones, bricks, rubble, whatever.
All right, I got you.
I think that was the idea.
Yeah.
So we know it's chemicals of some sort, and it must be something that's poisonous, not just run-of-the-mill chemicals.
Yeah. Well, he was into his remediation, but I think he also probably subcontracted to other companies that did remediation.
It's worrying.
Yeah, I'm interested in really is your sort of and other people's sort of approaching the councillors and letting them know about stuff, the stuff that's going on here, you know.
Have you approached any of them about the
barrels? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I've passed that information on to Council, Natural Resources Wales. See, the thing is that Natural Resources Wales it's too expensive to investigate it, and the council say you can take it all away.
Well,
and you can move it over here. So it's there are two different. I mean, if they're going to move it, they need to investigate it first. But they've removed the testing, the plans for the testing. The conditions for the testing of it.
Look, 10 years ago, maybe less, they started drilling holes there.
Oh yeah. To test the bore, do the bore. They do bore, don't they? That's what they do to do bore holes to see what's down below.
The black. In America when they hit petroleum oil, it comes up black. Well, that bloody came up black as well.
Never.
Oh, Jesus. Now, is it the summer or the winter? They're thumping it. All of a sudden, up it came. Oh, Christ. And I noticed the men moved away. The stench would have bloody knocked you out. Man.
Never.
It's years and years of rubbish down there without whatever else is there.
So where would that be now, Nigel? Would that be about the same place?
About the same place.
Because this is what...
a few days.
Yeah, this is what they were going to do, or what they have done with the boreholes, is they put one of the conditions is from the gate down is the access road into the site,
Yes.
And that's where they wanted that's where they've done the boreholes.
Okay.
I think 2010, I think it was. Or 2009, but so is that about the right time?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Before that, and maybe before you came up, 2007, they were taking away peat, which is right behind where you live in, and that went on in the summer for a long time. I'd like to talk to the bloody councillors, get them together, whether it's in the town hall.
They're not talking to anyone, Nigel. Trust me on it.
Oh, do they know something we don't then?
Yeah. They know what we know. They know what we know.
Bloody backhanders again?
Yeah. I mean, there's a corrupt planning official who's broken all the rules. Well, the whole planning department have broken all the rules,
There's bound to be backhanders.
They've broken 4 environmental laws, major environmental laws, since 2008. They've broken the Environmental Protection Act 3 times, and they've broken the Control of Pollution Act that I know of. So and they won't talk to me. They haven't talked to me since October 2020, Nigel. So that's nearly 3 years, and they won't talk to the MP about it either.
I don't see Del Morgan now. Of course, the rugby season's starting. I see him down in the match.
Yeah.
And he'll brush you off, whatever.
Tell him I was asking about him.
Simon, I see him occasionally, not a lot.
Yeah.
he's on self-employed now, so he tells everybody surveyor.
Yeah.
So he knows, he's been a surveyor, surely.
He knows.
He's got
he knows.
in-depth knowledge.
Yeah, he knows all about it.
Oh, God.
He knows all about it, Nige.
Yeah, he should have an in-depth knowledge, but he don't live here, so he's not worried, is he?
No.
It's the old story, pass the buck, boys, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Bloody shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. There we are.
Subsequent to the planning approval P2020/0195 in September 2020, the planning department allowed the safety testing to be removed from the area in which the barrels were tipped, even though the area has already been tested and found to be contaminated twice. The plans P2020/0863, which were passed in March 2021, allow approximately 20,000 cubic metres of toxic waste to be moved closer to the houses surrounding the site without being tested first for contamination. There are now 10 people who have died living next to the site whose deaths can potentially be linked to contamination.